Would you like to introduce yourself?
Nate Leipciger, Leipciger.
Okay, and just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a Holocaust survivor. I'm 88 years old, or young. And I'm happy to be here to speak to the students in a wonderful province that's doing great work for commemorating the victims of the Shoah. And I'm very happy because my family was murdered in that event, and I'm happy that they're going to be remembered in posterity. And I'm very happy to be in speaking to young students like yourself and bringing a message. And my message is one of hope that we will have a better world because you guys are going to choose the right choices that you have in front of you.
Okay. So the first question is, when your mother and sister were separated from you and your father, did you know what was happening to them?
Not at that moment, but I was hopeful that we went into a camp, and so I was hopeful, and I knew that they were in the camp as well. My father actually tried to go to a volunteer to go to a particular job to work in order to meet my mother and my sister, because when she saw me go to the line that was lined up for the gas chamber, she thought that I was lost. So he felt it would be important for her to know and to give her hope that I was alive and I was with him. So he went out to work, and unfortunately he didn't meet with her. But what happened is he didn't come back, and I was very distraught, and it was already dark, and I was standing in front of my camp looking towards the crematoria and seeing the flames coming out of the chimneys, and I thought that my father's soul would be among those sparks. And fortunately it wasn't, and he came back with some clothing that fit me, because the clothes that I was given when arriving there was much too large for me.
Okay, so can you
but
just...
my mother
sorry.
and my sister were subsequently murdered on Yom Kippur, the high holiday of the Jewish calendar, and they were murdered on that day because they wanted to show they're stronger than our God.
So can you walk me through what a typical day on one of those concentration camps was like?
There was no typical day.
There wasn't? No?
Every day was different.
Really?
Because every day your life depended on it. And whichever you turned, whichever you made, you walked, it could have been your last one. So there was once we got into the labor concentration camp in Germany, it was more rote, that we went to work. We got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We had to line up. By 6 o'clock we were marched off. By 7 o'clock we were in the factory. We worked for 12 hours. Well, then we got lined up again, marched back, and by 9 o'clock we were back in our beds. Possibly we could get 6-7 hours sleep.
And what did they give you to eat?
Well, they gave us approximately 200 grams of bread and a bowl of soup.
That's it for a day?
That's it.
Wow. So how long did it take you before you could actually openly speak about these experiences?
About 20 years.
Really?
At first, when we came to Canada, we wanted to talk about it, but nobody wanted to listen, because I feel that maybe it was too horrendous for them, or they just wanted us. They said, forget about it, we're in Canada, start a new life, forget about it. But we couldn't. Couldn't forget about your mother and your sister, and how they died and why they died. And you lose parents and siblings under normal conditions. That's horrendous. But if they're murdered, that's even more horrendous, right? For no reason at all. So we couldn't forget. It took the world till about 1962, when we had the trial of Eichmann, and suddenly the world started to pay attention because Eichmann confirmed what was happening, and many very victims came forward and gave testimony as to what happened, and the world suddenly took notice of it, and that's when we started talking.